Welcome to Inspire and Move, the show that inspires you to create, connect, and grow. I'm going to bring you meaningful conversations, aha moments, and all the motivation you need to up-level every part of your life. I'm Ali Aruda, founder of Inspire and Move, and your personal hype girl. I've gone from fashion school to celebrity stylist to corporate marketing to brick-and-mortar entrepreneurship with my husband, each time learning incredible lessons how to pivot, reimagine, and implement the steps to become successful. I'm passionate about inspiring others to live their best life, a life of joy. We have the power to design a life that we love, because life is too short not to. The best part is that you weren't meant to do this alone. If you feel like you are meant for more, let me ride shotgun with you, and together, let's get you to where you want to go. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Inspire and Move podcast. It is your host, Ali Aruda, and we are here today for a little solo quickie. And you guessed it, we are tapping into one of my most favorite topics, visibility and the power of personal brand. And this is for all of you listening or watching that are probably hearing this and thinking, but I don't have a personal brand. I don't need one. I don't want one. It doesn't relate to what I do, my product, my service. Stop. Even if you don't think you need a personal brand, you already have one. And in this day, in 2026, and the ever-changing world of social media and content and AI and how people are going into businesses and joining gyms or attending events or booking retreats, it comes down to who are they familiar with? Who do they see? Who do they know? Who do they trust? So don't leave it up to chance. Take action on building that personal brand now. And it is amazing that there are still so many people that will say, whether I hear it directly or I hear it through the grapevine, people saying that I don't need a personal brand. And I get it. Perhaps I once thought that, maybe a while back. If so, it's so far back because it does not even register in my mind anymore. Please don't think that it feels cringy. And at the same time, I'm gonna like counteract myself here. Maybe it does need to feel cringy because cringe is kind of crushing it. Cringe is good. And I was listening to an amazing podcast just the other day with Lori Harder and Amy Sangster. Highly recommend. I'll find even the episode number and perhaps I can pop it in the show notes, but it was great. Great episode. And I was driving when I was listening to it. So while I love driving and listening to podcast episodes, sometimes I also need to have more of an active listening moment because there were so many powerful takeaways. And Amy Sangster was saying, like, she had a whole lot to say about being cringe, and that also kind of works. But if that is deterring you from building a personal brand, don't go that direction. Just think about creating awareness about who you are, who do you serve, what do you have, and being you, being authentic and creating content or going to events and being you. And don't worry about thinking that you need to be an influencer online. That is also changing. People want to do business with people that they know, they like, and they trust. I will stand on my hill and say that because I have said this for a long time. And this also isn't new. I didn't come up with this. It's not something new in 2026. This is a truth bomb when it comes to sales and doing business with people. So let's even just think about what a personal brand actually is. Because again, if you are someone that's listening or watching this episode and thinking that this is not for me, and actually maybe I already lost you, maybe you already hit end and you exited this podcast or this YouTube video. But really being able to reframe what a personal brand actually is. It's not that you need to come up with some logo or hex codes and a color palette and brand guidelines. Hey, you can do that. And that's great. But it also is not a prerequisite to build a personal brand. You are the personal brand. How you present yourself online, in person, something that your energy that you create that people then associate with you and your reputation, whether you want to build it intentionally or it's just you. And again, it's coming back to like, who are you from an authentic standpoint? And your personal brand, whether you want to participate in it or not, it exists. So I'd say you just get on that bandwagon and you really embrace the build out of your personal brand. Really embrace it and take it seriously. I was having a great conversation with a client and friend this morning at Benchmark, and we were talking about a young entrepreneur that we both know and love and work with and love her business, love her. And we're just talking about the difference between sort of like her as a personal brand and her business and service. And you want to be able to differentiate, I'm going to use myself as an example. Benchmark Fitness. This is a luxury gym in downtown Burlington, Ontario. Our core offers are membership and personal training. That is what we do. And, diving into what it is, like we excel. I think we do an excellent job when it comes to building community and creating experiences and networking. But that is not our offer. Those are things that are within the walls. But then you also have Ali Aruda, that I will host events. I host a podcast. I will do brand partnerships. Like, you will see a lot of me on my page. And I'm really actually also trying to make a conscious effort. And you guys, I'm saying this so sincerely and passionately that I am taking action and putting in the work and effort to post 2 to 4 times a day, sometimes 5, but I feel like I can't include 5 in my range just yet. 2, 3, 4, those are really what I am aiming for. Now, I also am being mindful of trying to pay attention to my engagement, that weekends are not great for me. So I want to be able to service my audience in the times in which they are online and I can connect with them and I can create content for them. But I am constantly learning and testing and refining. And I've had some reels recently that have popped off with 100K views. And then I'll have others that I was like, oh, 686 views. That is not the same. But it is a test. And what is more important to me is that I am staying visible. This is what I am teaching. I literally have a program called the Visibility Accelerator. I coach clients one-on-one about being visible, being consistent, and keeping them accountable in doing so. So I need to walk the walk and talk my talk. I want to be visible. And I have also seen great success because I am more visible. So I feel so passionately about, building your personal brand, but being able to put together ways that people can see you consistently. And if you choose to not have a personal brand, if you choose to be invisible, you're going to lose opportunities. And this is the hard truth, that whether it is clients, partnerships, speaking opportunities, podcast guesting opportunities, you're not going to get them. Why? Because people can't find you. They don't know you. They don't know your vibe, your energy, what you talk about, what kind of content you create. So then, what you are about or what your business is, you're going to be overlooked, even if you are super talented. And I was on our Mentor Collective Mastermind call today, and we had so many great questions when it came to like social and content. And at the root of that is like visibility and personal brand and being overlooked. We talked so much about that, and how there are people out there that are less experienced than you that are probably getting more opportunities. Or maybe you're in a more, I'm going to say, vein where, like looks are really important, whether it is like the world of modeling and content and beauty. But there could be people that are like not as beautiful as you, but they might be more visible than you, and they are getting opportunities and you are not, because you are choosing to stay invisible. So don't let that be you. Don't be an invisible Sally, because that is not going to get you the opportunities and the growth that you want. If you are here to grow and expand and make more money and attract dream opportunities, clients, collaborations, friendships, a network, you need to be invisible. So don't think that you just like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't have a personal brand. The garbage. Get rid of that thought. People need to know that you exist, and make it empowering. If you're listening, watching this, and you are just at the starting line of building a personal brand, bring your people along with you on the journey. How fun. You get to start from scratch and build and create and show people how it's done. Show them, include them, put up polls. Is it something that, do you want to do an Instagram live? I'm not sure. Yay, nay, whatever the polls are. I've been having fun just adding in random polls. Like, you guys, I literally had a poll not too long ago about pogs. And this is where, again, I might lose some of you because some of you are probably like, WTF, what are those? There's a very niche group of us that like remember them and played with them. Not the point of this conversation, but it was completely unrelated to visibility, fitness, business ownership, coaching clients. It has nothing to do with what I do in terms of creating content, the offers that I have, how to work with me. It just was an opportunity for me to engage with my audience and see, like, all right, where are my people that were born in like the 80s and the 90s? But just being able to take people along behind the scenes and have some fun with them. So I want to call out, like, this is for those of you that are like, maybe you're feeling cringe right now and you are aware that I might be calling you out. These are the people that are hiding behind screens, hiding in the corner, and they don't want to share who they are. So maybe you're a business owner that actually hates social media, and amazing. If you don't like social media and you build your business not even on social media, congratulations. However, it is still important for people to be able to see you and get to know you and how to work with you. Or are you a coach that you only rely on referrals? This would be huge for people in the trades industry. They're probably not posting beautiful bookshelves that they've built if they're a carpenter on social, but maybe because I'm someone who's actually in the market for a carpenter in the coming months for some work we want to do in our home. So I actually would love to see visually what the work would look like for someone I'd want to hire. But if you're a professional that even just thinks that you like don't need to speak out online and you don't need to create content or share a day in the life or share a carousel that provides value, your work can't speak for itself if no one can see it, and let alone no one can see you. So just let's strip back the layers and just like redefine visibility here for a second, okay? Let's remove the pressure. It doesn't necessarily mean posting every day. However, again, if you want to grow, you will need to post every day. And I have talked so many times on like my own content and the podcast. I am loving watching and learning from, being inspired by Jen Gottlieb. She is posting like 2 to 5 times a day. Actually, I'm going to say 3 to 5 because I will look at what times she posts in a day, and I'd say a minimum of 3. And she is crushing it. She had a launch a couple months ago for her newest offer, and it's called Stage Leaders, and she crushed it. I don't know if it was 6 figures, 7 figures. I'm not sure the details, but she had an excellent launch. And right now, times are changing when it comes to launches. And again, I'm really tapped into this feedback by being in 2 different mastermind communities. So as a sidebar, make sure you are investing in yourself and your business, whether it's mastermind communities, whether it's one-on-one coaching, small group containers. You need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to be around like-minded individuals that are going to like pull you out of the trenches when you're down in the dumps, and also celebrate when you are crushing it and doing so well in your business and trying new things and testing. We'll talk about all that on a different episode, but it just is something I'm so passionate about and has been absolutely game-changing for me. And now Matt and I get to see how game-changing it is for others in our Mentor Collective mastermind community. It's just outstanding. And visibility is actually a big part of what we talk about in MCM. And I have also seen it firsthand with some of our community members showing up more consistently and seeing the positive effects of that in their business, whether it is just more engagement with more visibility, or if it's also equating to more opportunities, more sales, doubling, tripling their revenue in a month. So if you want to grow, I will absolutely encourage you passionately to post every day, at least once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. Take people behind the scenes in your life, share your life with them as much as you feel comfortable in your stories. And again, have some fun with different polls and things that aren't always sales specific, because people are so smart with how they're consuming content. And if it's immediately a call to action in terms of like, I'm going to sell you an offer, people know. And people lose interest and get fatigued so fast. So if you try to have, like a 6 story series of polls to try to get data and research, like I love that you're doing that, but you're probably going to see people drop off by slide 2 or slide 3 in your stories. Maybe it's something that you spread out throughout a week and you have one poll per day, and then by, Friday or Saturday you put all of the data together, and that's the meat that you're going to use to structure your next offer or your redesign or whatever it may be. So again, posting every day, even just starting that as one time, whether that is on your feed, if you want to be bold and you want to go live, but it doesn't mean that you need to be someone that you're not. I would strongly encourage you not to do that. Be yourself. And I think that's actually one of the best compliments. And I've gotten it a few times in the past at live events where there'll be people that follow me. And then eventually, and it's like a weird compliment where you're like, thank you, when they say that, you're the same in person as you are online. It sometimes can come out weird as a compliment, but now I'm really trying to lean into the positive vibes. And I was like, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I do truly think that that is a compliment because you are showing up as yourself online on your devices. And then if you're the same person in real life where you're having a conversation with them at an event or live podcast recording, whatever it may be, that is such a great thing where you are authentically you. And a big part of this is also being consistent. So visibility and consistency, they're like avocados and chips. Was that like a weird thing? Or peanut butter and banana. Like they go really well together. So think about that as this like power partnership between being consistent and being visible. And I love it so much because those are two things I freaking love talking about. And share your perspective, whether it's positive or negative. And I have loved using AI, specifically chat or buds. And sometimes I'll turn pieces of content, like I'll take, this version of a carousel or whatever I want to put together, and then I'll have the positive and negative inverse of that. A little Uno reverse, if you will. Christina Bartold, she's the one I heard that saying from. But take something that you have a perspective on and see if you can have two different perspectives on it. And then you have two different pieces of content. And whether that's a carousel, and then you have a talking to camera of that, and you also have B-roll, boom, you have 6 pieces of content just like that. Letting people know like who you are, how you think, what are you into? And you can relate this to whether you're, a coach, are you a product business owner, are you a brick and mortar business owner? Let people know who you are and what you think. And just being known. Again, I come back to the same thing. Like people will want to work with you, buy from you when they know you, they like you, and trust you. Matt and I are in a position right now where we want to start growing our team at Benchmark. And we've had people come our way that they are excited about the potential because they feel like they know us and they want to work with us and they like seeing that we invest in masterminds and we like personal development. That to me is already a win. I am so excited to see where those conversations can go because they are bought in to habits that are non-negotiable for us, not only for us like personally in our daily operations as like Matt and Allie, but as a couple, as business owners, and the culture that we want to infuse in the walls of our brick and mortar space and our team. So I do really believe that showing up authentically on your content is a game changer when it comes to being visible and starting there. And don't let that feel scary, but start with what does feel attainable for you to do consistently. So let's just break that down. So, what is something that you can do? What is an action that you can take to ensure that you are consistent with how you're showing up? So, maybe you do just need to start with some stories. And maybe that is like you post one story every day, then 2, and then 3. And then maybe you post 3 times a week, 4 times, 5 times, getting up, building, putting in the reps to being able to post every day once. And then maybe it's twice. Again, if you want to grow, you will need to have more consistent content out there. And use that content repeatedly. Test it, see what works. Use trial reels and change the hook, change the audio. Take something that has performed really well on your feed and see how can I turn this into multiple pieces of content. I will say this again into my coaching group with my visibility girls that you can take a piece of content and then recreate that core message into a carousel, a talking to camera reel, a B-roll reel, and then maybe like 30 to 60 days later, you do it all again and you change the video, you change the image on the carousel. We don't need to overcomplicate it. And it is consistent reps and also consistent testing, and have fun with it. Don't be so hung up. And I know some of us can look at our views and be like, oh my God, why is it only like 600 people that have viewed this? Guys, 600 people in a room, that's still a lot. But some things work, some things don't. We need to have fun with it. We need to have patience and maybe a sense of humor with it, but also recognize that it is consistent. It is like consistent work and taking action. And I think, again, bringing people along for the ride, show them behind the scenes how you are building a brand, building a business, building your own personal brand. Again, if you were just starting off with this, take people along for the ride. People love to see your vacation or your meal prep and just see like what works. And you might also then see like, all right, you know what? People like don't like photos of my goldfish. I didn't want to say dogs because, sorry, that's just not on brand for me. But, something that you've maybe posted and it's like a flop. So, all right, maybe you keep some notes on literally in your notes app on your phone of like, these are wins, these are meh, these haven't really worked. You don't need a brand strategy necessarily when it comes to building your personal brand. You just need to stop hiding, be visible, and be you. I've loved doing that, and I feel like I've embraced that more and more as the recent years have gone on. Like there's definitely times where I have recorded something. The other day, I wanted to take a video of me biting this protein ball that Matt made, and it was a local friend's recipe, and I knew I wanted to give her a shout out. I bit into it on camera, and it was completely frozen because you put them in the freezer, but I thought, oh, because they have cottage cheese in them, they'll be really soft. It was not. And I was going to delete the video. And then I decided, you know what? This is a real life moment. And I am sure there's at least one person that has done this also. So I'm going to post this story. And sure enough, it created some engagement in my DMs. And again, it has nothing to do with any of my offers, but it is just showing the real life behind the scenes of my life. So I encourage you to do that as well. And don't feel like it always needs to be polished. It doesn't need to be perfect. Please don't feel like you need to be ready. This is your sign to be visible and be you and take people along for the ride. And I cannot wait to see more of you being authentically you and being you consistently. If this is something that you guys feel like you could really benefit from, you need some help, you need some accountability more than anything, I have just opened up some one-on-one spots. I had retired that coaching offer for a bit, and I am just getting so much joy being in the Visibility Accelerator and seeing the growth and momentum of so many of the girls, especially when it comes to visibility, you guys. It's just so heartwarming. It makes me so happy. And I had this full body aha moment to bring back my one-on-one coaching. So there are spots. There are only six spots, at least at the time that I'm recording this and sharing this with all of you. So if this does feel like you, we will put the information in the show notes. And I'd love to connect and see if this is a match, see if we are a match, and we can help you grow, expand, and just let more people know who you are, what you're about, what you offer. And I'm sending you all so much love. This is what I have for you today. So much love, gratitude for you all being here, watching, listening. If you love the show and you have 60 extra seconds, I would love a 5-star rating review. This is how podcasts grow. And we always want to grow the show and bring you more amazing guests and topics and opportunities. So thank you all so much. Sending you so much love, and we'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. If you loved this episode, it would mean so much to me if you took a few seconds and shared this on social media, sent it to a friend, or left a 5-star review. There is power in community, and I'm so grateful to have you part of mine.